Hello, my name is Andrew FitzPatrick. I'm the district sales manager for Nedco, one of the largest electrical distributors in Canada, part of the Rexel Group, which is present in 36 countries globally. I lead a team of 10 branches and 10 outside sales reps, and basically a sales group of about 70 people responsible for over $100 million in business annually. What was life like before I joined Student Works? I remember being an ambitious, motivated individual. Always got good grades. Had good friends. I was in a band. But I worked at a grocery store. I think I was a pretty normal person with a lot of energy that really had wasn't tapped. And I think that before Student Works, I knew that I needed something to break out, something to find a trajectory that would help get me further ahead in my career. It doesn't take too long when you're sitting in a room with 800 other people that are going to be competing for similar jobs as you, and you look around and you say, "What makes me different?" So I know for me, finding that first step, that breakthrough, that breakout step was just so incredibly important. Um, I think as far as reservations prior to coming into the program, for me, really was just as simple as where am I going to find a car? I'm a student, I don't have a whole lot of capital on hand, and guess what? Uh, the real world's not too much different. Some of the greatest things you need to achieve, you need capital, you need to take a risk, you need to take a step outside of your comfort zone. And for me, luckily, I was able to raise that. I was able to find support. I was able to have other people believe in me and invest in this experience because they believe so much that it would be the right move for me. And it's incredible when I look back on what that investment was in terms of what impact it's had on my career. I laugh and I cry at the same time, thinking I can't imagine if that had been a barrier for me doing something like this, which has had transformational impact on my life, both personally and career. So um, I think as far as what I learned at Student Works, I learned first of all that time has a lot of value. I learned priority management. I learned foundational skills, and we say we learn those in school, but it's a lot different when you're out in the world and you're generating value, and you only have so much time in the day to accomplish great things. So for me, that was a huge learning in terms of really equating results to the time I invest in those results, and making sure that I'm not investing times in things that are really just not contributing towards my success. I learned incredible habits. There's absolutely no question that you know you you get yourself in a position where uh, you can respond to a situation, a conflict, a mistake, an upset person, multiple different ways. You can deflect, you can make excuses, you can not show up, you can not take, and you get these opportunities to really crystallize what it is about you that makes you important and special and successful. And for me, having all of those opportunities and being surrounded by great mentors and coaches and people that helped guide you really helped crystallize those habits. And when I talk about habits, I mean being on time. I mean being present, being trustworthy, being polite, and all of those types of things. So, and that serves you so well as you move through your career. And I think the final thing I learned, and I learned a lot of things at Student Works, but I think the one of the most important things I learned was I learned different personality types. I learned how different people operate, what motivates them, and I learned that about myself as well. So, how to identify personalities, how to identify different people, how they resolve conflict, And really that has impact on relationships. It has impact on your ability as a salesperson, your ability as a leader, and all of those things. I've used it. It's just had such a lasting impact in my career. So three places in my life where participating in student works has helped or benefited me. So I think the first place is, yeah, I'm actually going to take a different angle. My experience at Student Works has absolutely helped with my marriage. This year my wife and I celebrate our 15-year wedding anniversary. We've been together for 20, and it's incredible how you learn about that work ethic that you apply in business, and that understanding how people operate, how people work, how people resolve conflict. All of that applies to the relationships we have personally as well, and very much so how understanding, knowing yourself, knowing what ticks you off, how you respond to conflict, how you react in certain circumstances. All of those things as well. When you understand that, that helps you be present and helps you navigate through various circumstances in your marriage. In my career, Student Works has helped me immensely in building high performance teams. Learning how to attract talent, how to retain talent, and how to really lead people through change and manage through performance. All of those types of things are skills you learn in real time in a real business setting at Student Works as well. And I think uh, the third thing I've learned with Student Works would be really related to the power of relationships. When I look at steps I've made in my career, um, where mentors have really helped propel me to the next step. So learning how to, be a good coach and be a good student. I think one of the things that I absolutely loved about the program was just how many great people were in it. I have lifelong relationships and connections to very successful people who have gone on to do great things. And some of the steps I've taken in my career were based on some of the relationships and recommendations or referrals, um, people who could speak to my track record, and those sorts of things. So understanding that is a huge component. You're following. Uh, you know, you are typically as successful as the five people around you, the five closest people around you, and surrounding myself with phenomenal people who worked with me through all of this transformation had a huge impact on my career. So, what would I tell my best friend, little brother, or kids thinking of applying to Student Works program? Well, first of all, I absolutely plan. I have two boys, and you know, I remember thinking to myself before I had kids, my kids are doing this. Yeah, I just believe so much in how this program helps you find yourself, helps you unlock a lot of the skills and give you experiences that really propel your career. The one thing I would just say is be patient. Ask for help, and really just be humble, like be prepared to take on criticism or take on guidance, and use it as a gift. It's something that will absolutely help you going forward. And I think from there, I just wanted to say, if anybody has any questions related to this program, or ever wanted to sort of understand my experiences a little further, please reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'd be happy to assist. Thank you.